Quick review of the 5 steps to financial freedom and the wealth formula, because in the next section we want to talk about some side hustles and how to make more money, and specifically a way that there's the 50 nothing down techniques that you can use to finance your real estate, as well as being able to finance your small businesses. Okay, so in this section we want to talk a little bit about the 5 steps just as a quick overview, and then I'm going to make sure that you understand how we can incorporate the ways to be able to finance your business, finance your real estate. You got to get a little creative, got to be a little different, unless you got a father and uncle that's going to give you a bunch of cash. But you know what? You're going to run out of deals before you run out of money if you know how to find the money. If you can find the money and put the deals together, the real key is putting the deals together. It's not the cash. There's lots of cash. People think it's just backwards. I don't have any money, I can't do the deal. The reality is you find the deal first, and then once you found the deal, then you go the other direction. So what I want to do is I want to just do a quick overview here, going back to the 5 steps, just to make sure that you kind of get a good handle on that, because I'm going to really push it into the next section of what we're going to do. So this is what we talked about last week, is the 5 steps to financial freedom. Number 1 is that most people, they only have a job and their spouse has a job. And that's how they make their money. The big problem with that is that the taxes, the highest rate of taxes are in these 2 areas. Warren Buffett's secretary, who is on a salary, pays a higher tax bracket than Warren Buffett does. Did you catch that? Because he makes most of his money down here in the wealth formula down the bottom. But number 1, you got to make more money. Key is you've got to make more money. We've got to figure out how to make more money. You do that by solving problems, adding value, and studying successful people. That's how you do it. You do those 3 things. Number 2 is you need to separate this into 3 groups. This is key. This is crucial. Number 3 is you got to give some of it away. We don't care who you give it to, churches, charities, organizations, whoever you want to, just give it away to those people that you think can use it. Number 4 is to automatically invest. This is the biggest key. If I had 30 seconds in an elevator with you and you says, what's the key to success? I'd say, learn how to make more money by studying successful people. Open up a separate investment account and automatically put money into it every time you make money. Automatically have it shifted from your other accounts into your investment account. Number 5 is to save and spend. You need to save and spend. But this is the key right here. Now, with all of that, most of you need a side hustle. You need to figure out how to make more money. You do that with small businesses and real estate, is really the 2 ways you do that, is with some small businesses and real estate. You need a side hustle. You need a side hustle for the tax benefits. There are huge tax benefits that were designed for small businesses and real estate. Massive. And Donald Trump, for example, they keep complaining about him not showing his tax returns because he doesn't pay any taxes. Well, he pays a lot of property tax and other stuff like that, but capital gains he doesn't pay because owns so much real estate that he's got lots of benefits from that. So that's the key. And what I've done is I've taken my profits from my small businesses and my real estate, and I've really put them down into this wealth formula. So we make enough money at our job to survive and to be able to live. Okay, you make your money from your job and to be able to live and to get some into your automatically investing. But the key is to get that wealth formula going. That's the key, is to get your small businesses, your real estate, and your investments to automatically roll. Now, when we talk about the wealth formula is very simple. The wealth formula is put money away every time you make money. Every 2 weeks, you need to be taking money right out of your saving and spending account right here, or right here as money comes in. As money comes in, you need to get it right there. And then it needs to go there. And then you do that times time, and times getting it to go up in value. Okay. You've got to get your investments working for you times time by having it through multiple years. So the reason the wealthy are wealthy and the reason that the poor are poor is because they don't do this. They don't do the wealth formula. They don't put any money away because they're not making enough money to be able to survive, or they just go spend it. I've got friends that have spent fortunes and they've lived like kings, but they don't have any net worth later on. The key is get as much money as you can in here. And you don't do that by stock trading. You do that by creating small businesses and doing real estate. And then you let this one take care of itself. Money, every time you make money, times getting a good rate of return on your money. If you put your money into a savings account, you're going to get 1% on that. The rule of 72 says you times that by 72, and it takes 72 years for it to double. For your savings account at 1%, it takes 72 years. This is the crazy thing. You take your money here, you put it in the bank gives you 1%, and then loans it right back to you on a credit card, and the bank doubles their money every 3 years. It's taken you 72 years to double. It takes them 3 years to double. If you put it into long-term, pretty conservative stock, it'll take you 12 years. If you get about a 10 to 12% rate of return, maybe 6 to 8 years. The key is to put as much money as you can in here as fast as you can, as early as you can. Get a good rate of return that you can live with. You don't need to gamble. You don't need to throw this out on and gamble your money. We want long-term investments that make money. And then the goal is to double this multiple times. Okay, to double it multiple times. That's why we like, when I was a kid, my I started making money and washing dishes at a truck stop. And I was making 12% on my money. I was doubling my money every 6 years of the money that I put in there. Then the third piece to that is your whole orchard of money trees. You're going to have a whole orchard of money trees. You're going to make it, separate it, give it, save and invest, and save and spend. The wealth formula is right here. With your job, that's part of your orchard. You're going to have multiple orchards, but if you had a small orchard or a garden or whatever, you're going to have 4 sections. One is for the job, and that's going to make money. Number 2 is going to be your real estate. You're going to have to own real estate sometime in your life. You got to live in some place to live. To live, you got to have a place to live. So what we want to do is there's 2 kinds of real estate. We want to be able to flip some properties and make more money, but then we take that money, we dump it back into our real estate. The key is, can you buy a piece of real estate that will cash flow for you? Can you bring in enough rent to be able to pay for the expenses and the mortgage, and then let those people pay your properties off over time? So we want to flip some, and we want to be able to we want to fix some, and then we want to flip some, and we want to farm some. Your businesses, your small business is another part of your orchard. You got multi-level marketing. We've made millions of dollars in multi-level marketing, and it all came because I had a problem. I had a heart attack when I was 34 years of age, and a friend of ours came over to the family and says, we need to get you some better products. So here's some nutritional products, and she got me on those products. And I was on those products for years before I figured out that you can actually make money doing it. You got to find a really good product, but more importantly, you got to find a good compensation plan that makes sense to you. And then if you like multi-level marketing and you're good at it, well, that's one of your businesses. You have other small businesses that you're going to create, internet businesses, all kinds of different things. And each of those have the 5 steps. And as they make a profit, it goes into your investment account, and we just keep investing it. And then last one is your investments. And again, your investments is part of the wealth formula. We don't day trade. We don't buy and sell stock. We just invest in long-term companies. The top 500 companies in America is what I suggest. Warren Buffett is what I suggest. Those are great organizations and companies to get involved in. And again, just for a quick recap on that one, with your stock, we do not pick and choose. We don't pick and choose. Now, if you want to take a little bit of money of your assets and say, I want to take a little bit of money and pick and choose, that's okay. Most people put it into a mutual fund where a professional is picking the stocks. He's saying, we want this one, and this one, but I have to pay him a fee. I got to pay him a pretty substantial fee to be able to do that. The second one is index, where Fidelity and the rest of these guys say, hey, we're not going to pick and choose. We're just going to take the 500 biggest. We're just going to take the 500 biggest. Because we're doing that, the cost to do it, the fees are lower. If you made 6% on your rate of return here, and it cost you, 1 to 2%, well, you're taking about 30% of your net out and paying that in fees. An index is a lot cheaper because they're not making decisions. They're not buying and selling. They're just buying the biggest 500 or the biggest 5,000. If it happens to be the Wilshire 5,000 or the Wilshire, whatever ones that you're buying. So the rate's a little bit higher. I love Berkshire Hathaway because I love what Warren Buffett teaches. It's a big insurance company and it's got a lot of cash. You can buy and invest in Berkshire. And I'm not telling you what to do with your money. I'm telling you what to do with the money I give you. Okay. And it owns all kinds of businesses. It makes money. And as those companies make money, they reinvest that and buy more and more businesses. Over time, Berkshire Hathaway's outperformed the S&P 500. In a yearly basis, these two might trade places back and forth, but over time, Berkshire's going to do better because there's no fees to it. You can buy $1 million worth of Berkshire Hathaway stock for $5, okay? And there's no ongoing fees with it. These are the two that I like the best. And they make more money than this one. Now, sometimes this will make more money in 1 year, but over time, over a 5-year, over a 2 or 3 years, this will probably do okay. Over a 10-year period, this was, in my experience, has done the best because of the way it's set up. These two are the best, will make more money than this, and I don't recommend this. If you want to take a little bit of money and put it in there, maybe 10% of your stock portfolio and pick and choose, have at it, but you don't have the time or the energy to be able to go and do that. So that's the steps. Now, what I want to do next, though, is I want to jump back in here and I want to go through the 50 nothing down techniques with you. And we're going to be talking about that with your small business in the next section. So everybody, thanks for watching. We're going to be right back and we're going to jump into how to fund your